Hello, everyone. Welcome to Resident Evil 8 Part 14. Still going through Heisenberg's factory. The problem is this wears out its welcome a little too long, I feel. It could have been shortened by about 10, 15 minutes, I think.
Yeah, they could have done away with a few of these longer sequences, but it feels like this sequence in particular only exists so that you get another nice big eyeful of the assembly line in the distance, which is a wonderful set piece, but also...
Also, this tube was taken straight out of Resident Evil 8's 7 Salt Mine section.
Salt Mine section?
Copy.
Really?
The very end of the game.
Is that what you're seeing here?
The tube section.
Oh yeah. This area is literally a mine. Because they're trying to.
There are pieces of it I can clearly say this is just copy pasted from Resi 7.
It's not copy pasted, but I do understand why it's here, and it's like Kadikarus over here mentioned it a couple parts back, how the factory goes back into the mountain, and they kind of wanted to work a little bit of that into the environment here as a storytelling point. Like, to give the area some more context. It really is just like a room, though, so it doesn't last very long. And there's the giant fucking drill in the middle. That's new. I don't remember that in Resi 7.
So fuck you.
But like, okay, so yeah, I
don't care to find everything in here.
We're officially underground and in the mountains, and the mining area is a nice bit of environmental storytelling. The part of the level that I think was most disposable was actually this sequence out here, I think. Or in a little bit, where there's this kind of protracted, you're just sort of making your way across the assembly line ravine again, area. After the big grinder room, yes. The big grinder room is a memorable combat sequence with the weirdest fucking enemy in Frankenstein's army.
This bit reminded me a lot of 4 with the 2 chainsaw people coming at you.
Like, this is even weirder than the okay, this is weirder than Sturm, the propeller monster, because at least the propeller monster kind of like represents a really immediate and obvious horror threat, that being spinning blades about to slice you to ribbons, run, you know? But like, these are literally just toy airplanes with legs and drills. They're these look like... They're really, really fucking weird, okay? These look like enemies that might... Like, if they were just a little bit sleeker and more iPhone-esque in their design, they might have been Final Fantasy VII enemies. Like, they're
No, we got the Android mod.
They're one step away from being the fucking propeller soldiers from the Sector 7 plate.
I say they're still above.
A
little more unstable, sure, but...
Well, you can't reach it.
Not from here.
No, you see, it's inside a bowl-shaped thing, so you can't cheese it with a grenade launcher. You have to come at it from the right angle.
Yeah. I mean, I have to go up anyway, so it's not a big deal, but...
So what function do the giant fuck-me lights in the meat grinder serve?
It's just something for you to shoot.
Well, I assume that, like, I don't know why blowing them up makes the thing stop, but generally I would assume that the red lights are a warning light so that you don't go near the giant spinny propeller blades.
Well, I mean, if they're just a warning light, then shooting them would do nothing. So, like, are they...
Fuses, maybe? Might be fuses.
This was a nice set piece. I knew it wasn't going to happen academically, but while I was walking up this thing, I was just terrified that it was going to start up again. So that's effective. Okay. So, through the door, and I think up this way...
Is this the boss fight?
It's a good
this
room.
is another room with a secret room in the back. There's a secret room in the wall or something that the map completely spoils for you. Are you going to go for it? You're going to go for it. Okay. So you just push this stupid The Last of Us bucket, and then... and then...
the best bit of the original game.
And then, yeah, secret room with... Oh, this is where the second piece of the hammer is found, right?
Nope, it's the ball mold.
Oh, it's the ball mold. Yeah. It's another funny thing. They use the replica creation gag twice for 2 key items. One of them is just for the...
You have to backtrack all
Like-
the way back to the
Yeah, but you have the elevator for that, so.
first. Yeah.
Well, you need to go back down anyway because you need to get the relief mold to open the
Yeah.
last door before the boss, so you're going that way anyway.
Whoa, watch out!
Oh no! What will I ever do?
Thank goodness
Good
there was
thing that
a.
I can tell that this isn't a gameplay segment.
Okay, that scared me.
Thank goodness there was an easily telegraphed big red
I'm
light
sorry,
I
like
could
even
shoot.
now, like even now, this far into the game, I keep thinking it's like what's gonna take off Ethan's hand this time?
Well, he does get maimed, but it's not his hand that's gonna get maimed. Fucking Miranda's auditioning for Mortal Kombat 12. She wants to
Hey,
be the
with
final
all of the
boss.
So that sounds
crossover
like
stuff they've
that.
done.
Just chopping off a hand is really lame for Mortal Kombat.
No,
You know, that does
she doesn't-
that does surprise me though. Now that you brought it up, Lewis, someone like Nemesis would be great for Mortal Kombat.
She doesn't chop off his hand. She rips out his heart and then crushes it. And
Yeah, Kano did it first.
yeah, I know. That's why she didn't get picked. The judges were just like 5 out of 10.
It's been done.
Dude, we've progressed
Does
to
a Shang Tsung say
look.
that?
We've progressed to X-Way nut crushing. Okay, so ripping out the heart is just too pedestrian for us in 2022.
No, we've advanced long since then because I think Cassie had the fatality where she kicks you in the dick so fucking hard your fucking spine and your skull ruptures from your
Yeah.
neck.
If that happens,
Yeah,
it's all over for your kid.
you know, like
Is this Heisenberg talking to us? Or?
I never
Yeah.
used to give a shit about Mortal Kombat fatalities, I'm gonna say, because, like, it's just gore. It's, like, the most unimaginative thing on the planet. But then they started to get really imaginative with it in the modern Mortal Kombat games. And as a bonus, the gameplay stopped sucking. So, yeah. I just pissed off every fan of classic Mortal Kombat.
I mean, to be fair, I don't like the old games either.
Like,
You can't get me to hate
Yeah,
it.
too stiff for
mechanically,
me.
and probably when you examine the frame data, it's not all that different from Street Fighter, but, like, there's something about the feel of the game that just makes it feel stiff to me.
Yeah, it is stiff. I do really enjoy Trilogy on PS1, but yeah, no, it is stiff feeling.
It's more something about the way the game animates that makes it feel that way. This is
I
the
feel
part.
like the appeal of Mortal Kombat was always the violence.
This is the part that I
was the
felt was a bit, like, much. There's just this whole set of treasures that makes you go back to the beginning of this room and then re-navigate this room from the start to get back to where you were. It's just like, okay, at this point, you're just sort of padding the room.
Isn't
it's
that
like-
what all exploration is, though?
No, because exploration itself can be interesting, but this was just okay, there's some optional treasures over here, but we're putting it in an area where you can't get back to the platform you just got back to, so you have to go all the way back to the start of the room, and then go all the way back to where you were.
So maybe instead it's because it's trying to make you think, oh, can I be asked to get that treasure again? It's trying to put it in your head, like, is it worth your time? Like, do you want to just carry on and miss out on the treasures, or do you want the treasures because you got to inconvenience yourself to get them? Maybe that's what they were going for.
It's just kind of it's just it's whatever. I like
Okay.
how okay
Down we go.
Okay, logically, this elevator setup here. Not only did the Duke have to roll himself in here somehow.
I didn't know that he said
Yeah, I
something.
didn't
if he
know
kept
that.
doing that.
Well, he says that
That's
if
the
you,
best thing I've ever heard.
like, okay,
No, he says that, and either points to his forehead with a bandana on it, infinite ammo.
like, all right, looking at that room, logically, not only did the Duke have to roll himself into the elevator, he also had to move those tables so that they were positioned around him, because there's
Yeah,
no way
it's
those
weird,
tables
isn't it?
were already there. There's not enough room for him to get behind them.
Also, just then we had my favorite line that Ethan says in the whole game when he walks into this room and the lights are off and he goes, "It's dark."
But, like, there's no physical
That's my
way for the
favorite bit.
Duke. There's no physical way for the Duke to set that stuff up on his own. His arms aren't long enough. So, Does he have flunkies that we just haven't seen?
Yeah, I reckon.
Like behind the scenes maids and butlers
Yeah,
or
he's got
something?
little miniature. No, it's a little miniature dukes.
Little miniature dukes.
I mean, he's got to be making. Look, now that you've been killing all of his potential customer base, maybe there are actually like sentient, not crazy lichens or something that like to use his services. Maybe he's got like a few like workers. I mean,
All the normal people in the village are either dead or turned to monsters, right?
Yes.
Okay, so yeah, he's got to go somewhere else to sell his crap.
yeah.
I like how there's like 7 fucking Frankenstein soldiers hanging up in this room, so you just don't know which, if any of them, are going to wake up.
Mm-hmm.
And you know at least 1 or 2 are going to wake up, but you don't know which one or where it's going to come from.
And you can't. I don't think you can wake them up early if they do wake up. Aside from the one on the table earlier in like the last part we were looking at.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't know.
Okay,
Yeah,
so let's
get the
do
key.
this stupid mold thing.
Mold.
Uh-huh. So, wait, are you able to do, like, both of them at once?
No, I did. I put one in, went to do the optional room on the side, and then came back.
That'd be a very weird shaped
Oh,
key.
okay.
Basically just trying to save a little bit of time instead of just standing here waiting for the first one. I put the first one in, went to do that side room, so it was by the time I got back.
You
it
know
was
what
done.
Resident Evil 9 needs to take monsters from? Wild Wild West.
That's a great idea.
I want there to be a giant robot
Giant
spider.
Yes, I agree.
And 1/3 of a man on a robot wheelchair. That needs to happen.
You know what? I saw that movie.
Or at least the guy with the metal
I
cock.
saw that movie for the first time not that long ago on Netflix, and I thought it got an unreasonable amount of hate. I thought it was really
Wild
enjoyable.
Wild West is one of those movies that's terrible, but in a
Yeah,
good
it
way.
is, but it is so much fun.
It's the fun kind of bad.
I need to remind
Listen,
everyone
I-
that Will
I
Smith
don't-
turned down The Matrix to do that movie.
Okay, well,
I
yeah,
don't
that's,
think
yeah.
the fun kind of bad actually exists anymore. Because my friends made me
No,
watch
okay.
Space Jam last night, and I was like, "Oh, I remember that. That was bad, but the fun kind of bad." And no, it's not.
No,
no.
that was just bad acting. Like, we already had, I think by that point, we already had Who Framed Roger Rabbit, which did all the good things in Space Jam, but better. So, yeah.
Saying that though, if anybody else was in Space Jam other than Michael Jordan, it would not have been anywhere near as funny.
The best part of Space Jam, for me, was that Space Jam had a fucking good PlayStation game.
Wait,
Did it really?
Wait.
Excuse me?
Back up. What?
Well, like an
I know of
NBA
the
Jam
game,
kind
but-
of thing.
It had a fun little PlayStation game. Nothing earth-shatteringly good, but a fun little distraction for young me on a
Oh,
weekend.
like the fun kind of bad.
Yeah, just, a little fun arcadey basketball game with some cute mini games that probably suck. But, as a kid, I got a blast from it, and it was some good sprite work, okay? Some good sprite work. But, like,
But does it beat Michael Jordan's jamming in the Windy City for the SNES?
Probably not.
Okay, so this puzzle, this little ball puzzle here, on my streams of this, of my multiple playthroughs of just getting like the maximum, the infinite magnum and stuff, I failed on this a ton of times, and for some reason I could just never get it right. Of course, I get a reverse recording curse I get like first time when I record it for the playthrough.
For me,
It's like, okay.
it was that little tram down there.
The problem
me-
with this puzzle, as far as difficulty goes, is, well, I call it a problem. It's the thing that makes it difficult is that there are objects spinning around in the environment that will catch you off guard because you're not necessarily looking out for them. The pins that stick out from and spin around with the cogs will knock the ball off course if you're not watching out for them and trying to avoid them. And also be careful here because you can just fall off.
Yeah. Also, the track is weirdly wide, and you can just slip right off if you're not careful. It's kind of weird.
This makes me want to play
Well,
Super
there
Monkey Ball.
there are a few places in the path where there's a hole in the wall that you have to watch out for, but it's like none of the labyrinths are super duper difficult. That's actually the first one that I would call any kind of real challenge.
And it's the last one, so
Yeah, it's the last one, so. Resident Evil Captain Toad's Ball Puzzle Adventures coming this fall.
Ethan looks at the camera, ready for adventure.
Oh
No,
god, that
no,
music would be so good in this game.
No, like, it's a spin-off game about mold baby Rosemary 2 years after this adventure playing baby games in her baby room.
I'm
And-
just imagining the baby, but like with a pink toad hat.
But
But
there's-
instead of it being baby Rosemary, it's the baby from the dollhouse.
But
the
like,
baby one.
there's a secretly really dark plot about how it's all a science experiment by the government to see how smart mold baby is. So, yeah.
Do people think that Rose is going to be the main character of the next Resident Evil? Or
I don't
do
know
they
about the
think
well,
next.
something
I
else?
doubt it'll be the next Resident Evil, because Resident Evil currently has this thing happening where all of the main series numbered entries take place in the year that they were released. But they have Rosemary set up so that
They
like
do.
10 years from now in Resident Evil 12, they can have buddy cop adventures with Rosemary Winters and
Well, the thing is that she is ultimately still a mold lady,
Sherry
so she could just
Birkin.
age. She could just age
Yeah,
really
I think
quickly. so.
I think it's implied that she aged really fast.
maybe.
Yeah, like a Solid Snake thing.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, if it means buddy cop adventures with Rosemary and Sherry Birkin comes sooner, I'm all for it.
They're gonna pair
I
up
think it'd
with
be
Chris.
funnier to play as Ada Wong as an old woman.
Well, Ada was supposed to be in this game actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh,
there's
yeah,
if you look
that's
at
right now.
if you look at the
Just in time.
if you look at no, if you look at the there is some of the you can unlock like concept art and like the bonus shop, and some of it is of Ada who is supposed to be in this game.
Okay, so this boss arena starts off in a really kind of semi-cheap way, where you're in all these narrow hallways that the boss has to break down. And it's not like, and it's pretty like not obvious to figure out how you're supposed to avoid getting hit the first few times, because there's not much room, and you
And
haven't
then he
had
breaks down walls.
yeah,
so
and you haven't
get
had a
more
chance
room.
to really pin down how Sturm's movement patterns work. So you're probably going to take the cheap shots the first time through.
I just
Anyway.
noticed that really cool thing about his design, that he hasn't got any arms from his elbows down, because if he did have them there,
Well,
he'd
you know,
cut them off
a
himself.
file specifically says that he's. Heisenberg was
Oh,
like,
really?
he's
Oh, I
specific-
missed
he's-
that
he's-
then.
Yeah,
He cut off
Heisenberg
his
basically
arm,
says.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
he
so
says basically
funny.
he's invincible from the front, but he's too stupid to realize not to reach out to grab someone, so he cuts his own arms off.
Okay, so semi-funny, semi-sad, semi-irritating, modern, current events news article story about this monster. The creator of it's dead. The creator of Frankenstein's Army has been publicly complaining about Sturm being a ripoff of his propeller monster from Frankenstein's Army.
Damn, I thought you were going to go into like there are actual propeller men running rampant in the
They
streets
are, they are
of
insulting.
Spain now.
No, but like the obvious homage to Frankenstein's Army, the Frankenstein's Army guy has
Wait.
has publicly decried Capcom for ripping off his movie and his monster.
Do you know what? I would
It-
bite back and say you've publicly
It's
ripped off
not-
Frankenstein.
No,
Because you're
it's
using
not,
Frankenstein in your
it's
name.
It's not just the monster. It's also the way it dies. The whole catching fire thing is a thing that happens in Frankenstein's Army. So, yeah.
He's using the name Frankenstein in his own work. I mean, what? I don't understand.
Well, yeah, but to be fair, Frankenstein's Army is probably one of the more original conceptual interpretations of
Still, that's what he said. It's an
Frankenstein.
interpretation. That's so like, what's the
Isn't
problem?
all
but-
art
but, like,
derivative when you think about it?
Visually and conceptually, Frankenstein's Army is quite original. So I could understand him being peeved off at a game taking the concept idea and sort of transplanting it into
I'm
a
sorry.
different concept.
Propeller feet. I would have thought of that. It's fine. It's a silly jet engine propeller monster with big feet. I mean, I don't know. I can't. I don't.
I know. I
myself.
don't really agree with it either. I think like I don't know. In my position, I would have been actually kind of like happy that my idea got got transformed into a video game reference, but you know, that's just me, and I'm a nerd, so I don't know. But like, that's a thing that has happened recently, and I figured I'd bring it up. It's a lot more interesting to talk about than Heisenberg being Magneto Lights, Diet Magneto with saw blades.
I am Heisenberg, master of magnet.
And you know,
come, Ethan Chicken.
Of all the boss concepts for a guy with Magneto powers, Dr. Eggman's garbage monster mech was not one that I would have gone with. Personally.
Oh, I thought he was going
For
feet
Resident
first,
Evil,
you know.
it is a very what the fuck sort of boss.
Yeah, it is kind of. It you know what?
I mean,
And I realized
it's
that
out of
I
nowhere.
realized the threshold you have to bypass just to reach that kind of point.
To be fair, Wesker already sort of like grafted garbage shrapnel onto his body during his Ouroboros form.
Yeah, but at least he'd Ouroboros himself and everything. Like that literally just happens out of goddamn nowhere. He's just walking towards you and he's like, "Oh, I've got magnets. Now I'm big giant metal man tank." Like, what?